in about since 2012. So it's been that long since we've seen temperatures which have been even close to this. The heat index already above 100. Excessive heat warnings. Can we show this?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
we can
there
go
it
this.
is.
All right. So today's low temperature. This is the low temperature.
The low temperature.
72. Just nasty. But then, as you look at today's high temperature, this is a work in progress. We've gained about 3 degrees in the last hour, so that's to let you know the pace that we have going on. 89 degrees the high temperature so far today. Typical high would be 84, so already warmer than normal. But look at St. Louis, 99 already for our friends. I'm going to call them friends, even though it's baseball season there. Peoria, 94. Champaign up to 89 degrees. So we're going to certainly be into the mid-90s before today is done. Sky-high humidity. We also have that heat index. Excuse me, that heat advisory, which has been issued. I've been fighting with myself on air all week. Is this coral or salmon?
I would say,
I don't know.
Well, I would say the higher one is salmon and the lower one is coral.
Oh, I thought lower pink.
I have no idea. I'm making it up as I go.
They say all men are colorblind. So, I think I thought the salmon one was I don't know.
I'm sure our viewers who love to comment out there can fill us in on their belief.
Heat advisory for the salmonish color, and the pink color, maybe coral color, is an excessive heat warning. So we joke about it, but these are serious things. I mean, when you talk about heat stroke, when you talk about folks overheating, it does not take long. When it feels like 100 to 110 in the shade, the human body just doesn't adjust to that very well. Don't forget, if you're getting in a car, if you're walking down the streets, even downtown where you have the sunlight reflecting off the buildings, then reflecting back up from the concrete, you will be potentially looking at temperatures that are going to be hovering around the 105 to 115, 120 range. When you factor in the humidity and the fact that you're in the sun. So this is very serious to keep, to just give it a slow go. I saw some folks running this morning and I'm like, I like running when it's hot, but there comes a certain point, especially this time of the day, when you're talking 89, 90 degrees and a heat index of 100, your body's not benefiting from whatever this running is doing.
We do have up, because this is a news story when it gets to this level of heat, so we have up information on cooling centers across the Chicago area. So if you're in that boat where maybe your electricity goes out and you just don't have the AC to stay at a nice regulated body temperature, there are public resources available for you because of the severity of this weather.
Yeah, this is a serious thing. And typically, it's the overnight lows when you talk about a wave. It's the overnight lows that give you a really good indication of how dramatic it's going to be. Fortunately, we're not seeing those overnight lows north of 80. That's when that's kind of a critical line where there's a big problem. There are big problems after that. They're not going to be so much. And this heat's only in for today. After that, tomorrow, 81 degrees, it'll feel chilly to us. So, anything that you need to do want to do outside today, just hold it off for tomorrow or Sunday. Temperatures will be in the low 80s. It'll be much more comfortable, and you won't find yourself in the emergency room or just delusional halfway through your run because you're dehydrated or something like that.
Now, before we move on from the heat, there are a couple of comments. I just reloaded our TikTok. You can see TikTok loaded in there. So we have some people, Chill Illinois 92 saying salmon up top. Miss Becky saying fuchsia, but I'm not sure which one she's responding to.
Those would be the fuchsia.
You think that would be the fuchsia?
I think so.
I would agree with you on that one. So like I knew we would get some opinions and some color input.
That's why
from
we
those
do
out
this.
there.
We let the people, because every day I'm on air, it kind of looks orange. It almost looks orangey.
Well, and I was going to say, so now look at it at the monitor.
Yes, that's what it is.
So there versus even behind you and how the camera's picking it up.
Yeah,
it's different colors.
It's all very different. Anyway, we're solving the world's problems one by one. All right, so after the strong storms come through, first off, I do want to show you the temperature outlook. How about that? 197.
That's air temperature, right?
That's air temperature for this afternoon. Cold front comes through and it really drops us down. So here's what's going to happen as far as the satellite radar composite goes. We're expecting to see the potential for showers and thunderstorms to pop up later today. I know it's Friday, a lot going on, but here's the deal. After 4 p.m., you got to watch the radar. If you're planning anything, if you got to see where these storms are, because I'm going to show 2 computer models.
Okay.
The 2 that I like, they're both high res. They update often this time of the, every time of the day, every day, honestly. So they're very good, reliable models, but they have 2 different solutions for this evening. That's what we're dealing with right now. And after 4 p.m., you just have to be on the lookout for showers and thunderstorms, because this is not going to be the type of rain you can just wait out. We're talking a column of air above us that has 2+ inches of liquid moisture in it, waiting to fall down on our heads.
Oh my goodness.
So when this rain does arrive, it's going to be dramatic.
Is that at all related to the amount of heat we have because of how much capacity it has?
Oh yeah, the precipitable water is directly related to the. I mean, when you have dew points in the 70s, I mean that's tropical air that's in place. So when that when that column drains out, how about 2 inches possible? Our models are showing between 1 and 2 inches of rain going to be possible today. So that's really going to be problematic for areas like McHenry County where we have that drought, which is continuing. The runoff, the flooding is really going to be a problem, I think. We've obviously had those problems here in Chicago, and that's not so much because of, that's more because of the local, amenities and what they have, the issues that they have with water drainage.
It's more urbanized, so there's not as much soil exposed to absorb
it's just
that water.
It's how good your water carrying capabilities are for your neighborhood. So that's, that's kind of hit or miss across the area. But here's what we expect. All right, so here's first. Right now, here's the satellite radar composite. It just shows that we're dry at this time. There you go. But then on the computer model, now this is the HER model. Updates very often, and it's very high resolution. But watch what it does here. Here's 7:30 in the afternoon.
It's got some pop-ups.
Well, it's got one pop-up. It's 7:30 in the afternoon. Now just kind of freeze that in your mind because we're going to see something different. 11 p.m. and again, this is not light rain. You're not going to sit on the rooftop for this.
And that's the entire viewing area.
That's the entire viewing area. Now notice this doesn't bring the rain to Chicago until 11 p.m. Valid, I guess, but then it clears things out not until about 2 a.m. Maybe some lingering thunderstorms after that. That's one model. It's a valid model. It's a valid solution. If it's right or wrong, we'll have to see. Honestly, we're going to just keep watching different runs and see how they initialize. But I'll show you the other model in a moment. I want to get through a couple of other things. Maybe folks didn't watch this. If you didn't, seriously?
Come on.
Mold's at the high level. How am I going to feed my dog if you don't watch? All right, so weeds are at the moderate level. Tree pollen's at the low level. Sunburn time. The skin actually does perform differently when it's warm and humid outside. You can burn quicker. Or more quickly, I guess I should say. So now 20 minutes is your sunburn time. Now, the lowest that I've seen, I think this season was 19 minutes. That was yesterday and once earlier this season. So strongest sun of the season. If you've ever been on the fence as to whether or not to protect yourself from the sun, sunscreen or not, today's not the day to be on the fence because today's probably, right now, at least so far, our strongest sun of the season. By 4 p.m., it'll be up to 59 minutes. There's Mike Jansen updating weather bugs, so we don't need to show that.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, kids at home, cover your mistakes. You may get away with them.
You didn't know. It's nice.
89 degrees is your temperature at O'Hare. Winds out of the southwest at this time at 13 miles per hour. The winds coming in at that clip will overcome any potential for a lake breeze, which basically means you will not be cooler by the lake. As a matter of fact, it's been warmer by the lake for much of this morning.
Wow.
How about 93 Chicago already? 89 for O'Hare, 88 Midway, 89. Look at Woodstock, 93.
Today's one of those days that I'm happy my job keeps me inside. It's not every day, but today is definitely one of those.
I think so. I think everyone inside is appreciating this. 93 Piatone in the Kankakee, we're at 88 degrees. 85. These areas have warmed up quickly because we had that rain that moved through. Some severe storms earlier today kind of kept us in the 70s this morning in northwest Indiana. But now they're into the mid 80s, and Peru right now 89 degrees. These are the numbers. We'll go back. We'll show the winds. They're out of the southwest, and again, they're going to really overcome any lake breeze. Dew point numbers are way up there. All right, so the highest dew point ever.
Whoa.
The highest dew point ever, 83. O'Hare's actually not as bad.
For our area?
For O'Hare.
Yeah, for O'Hare.
Yeah, for our area. So they get higher elsewhere in the world, but not much higher.
Right.
72 for Waukegan, 72 at Midway, 76 Joliet, and 78 Morris. I mean, literally, your shirt is wet.
I never see those colors on this dew point map for this
I know. Area. Your shirt is wet when you walk outside. It's that type of day for us here, folks. So these numbers here give you an idea of what it feels like in the shade. Wow, look at Peru, 104 degrees in the shade at this time, and the sun's out. O'Hare, 97 Kenosha and Rockford. So, these heat indices are close to triple digits, if not already there. They're only going to go up over the next couple of hours. So that heat advisory, excessive heat warnings were issued for good reason. That's already playing out. The heat is here, and it's going to be, in many cases, dangerous. Dehydration, heat stroke, those things are going to be possible if you're just outside doing too much, quite frankly, when it's this hot outside. And it's only going to be one day, so I can't stress again. Any plans that you have today, you can do them tomorrow, and it'll be much more comfortable and, quite frankly, safer outside.
That's probably a result of the severe weather chance that we have, right? Just that front coming through to drop things down.
As it cools us down. What do we have here? What color is your tie? Someone asked me. It's orange.
Right? Touch the thing.
Oh, okay. It's
like
orange.
I said, you'll have to tap it a couple of times. There it is.
I missed. Oh, someone asked, why do you give 2 models?
We haven't even gotten to the second one yet, but there you go. Mark Kempe on Instagram.
I don't usually give 2 models, but like on something like this where we can kind of expound a little bit, you do want to kind of give folks the idea, because folks walk up to you and say, well, what time's the rain coming? And it's like, well, the real discussion is that one model has the rain arriving at 7 p.m., another model has the rain arriving at 11 p.m.
Well, we haven't even shown that second model yet.
We haven't even shown the second one yet, but we will. So, it's a valid solution, but it's just what we monitor.
Wait, but what color is your tie?
It's orange.
Thank you.
Clearly
I just wanted to clear the comment. Okay.
All right. So here's a satellite radar. Here's a satellite radar composite again, and what we're finding right now is that we're dry. Now this is what's going to happen. This is another model. First off, I should show this. Our enhanced risk. You talked about this earlier.
Yep.
So that's like a level
3 of 5. Right.
5. Yeah. So that's the day that we had 13 tornadoes, we were enhanced risk. So just to let you know. And there will be a tornado risk today. So one of the viewers asked that. They said, will we see a tornado warning? Oh, I just clicked it. Canelo asked if we'll see a tornado warning tonight. It's possible. I think a watch, obviously first, and then we'll kind of see what develops. Tonight would be more of a, not a supercell tornado type of event. It's really, I think our major threats are going to be strong winds, maybe 70 plus miles per hour.
Whoa.
Yeah. There's the off chance of a derecho. It's kind of one of those scenarios for that. The heavy rain is going to be a problem, with flash flooding going to be a problem also. Models are showing between 1 and 2 inches, and you can't rule out a tornado. The tornado would lend, the type of tornado that would develop in this type of atmosphere or environment would be one of the weaker tornadoes, called a QLCS tornado, as opposed to a supercell tornado. Okay. Either way, tornadoes are bad news. Yeah. So I do expect a severe thunderstorm watch shortly. It's probably going to happen right when I'm on air, and I'm like, oh, what? I expect that shortly, and Mike Jansen and I were trying to decide, if you were at the National Weather Service, would you do it, 4 to midnight or 7 to midnight? And we'll have to see what they do. That'll give an indication, quite frankly, as to which models they like when they issue that watch or warning.
Speaking of, here's that second model. Right?
Oh yeah, here's the second. I thought you were bringing me something.
Sorry, I got nothing. Okay, all I can do is talk and push buttons over here.
So that's all I can do too. All right, so here's the second model. Remember the first model?
Yes.
7:30. We were fine. No rain really even hit Chicago until like 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
This is 6 o'clock, and then we get to the 7 o'clock hour, and that is a very nasty cluster of thunderstorms, potentially a bow echo, potentially strong winds, everybody running for the hills and hopefully seeking shelter there at the 7 o'clock hour if that develops. It is another valid solution. It is about 3 hours ahead of the other model. And right now we're just kind of seeing that, we're seeing which one we like the most, but in the end, sometimes you throw them both out and come up with your own thing.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. We got a couple more updates here.
And as time progresses, I imagine they'll start to sink a bit more.
They will, but we're talking about splitting hairs. If the rain hits Chicago at 10 p.m. or if the rain hits Chicago at 7 p.m., that is, I'm not going to be filling out new resumes if it comes 3 hours early. I mean, we want folks to know that after 4 p.m., be on the lookout, be ready, be prepared. Don't be far away from a sturdy building, quite frankly, this evening. And if you're doing something outdoors, have an indoor plan, an option of plan B. If you're thinking, hey, I'm going to hit the lake this evening, probably not a good idea today. Tomorrow, better day. Sunday, better day. For things like that.
Well, I imagine you guys then also talk about what the models have that they share. So the fact that both of them show very strong storms, heavy rain.
True, because it's not always the timing.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't. One model just doesn't have it, you know. And as a meteorologist, it's your job to figure out which. I mean, there are a number of models. There are dozens of them. It's which one you like. If not, you don't like any of them, and come up with your own forecast. So I've had a number of times people message me and say, "Well, the other guys are showing 5 models." I'm only going to do that if I have no idea. Like right now, I'm kind of on the fence as between, you know, will it start at 7? Will it start at 10? So I'm showing both models.
Gotcha.
But, you know, but if I really like one of them, I'm going to show that one because, you know, job. So.
Yeah. Thank you for doing your job, Demetrius.
So it says which model. Someone asked, Canelo asked, which model do I trust the most? You know, I trust
this one right here. I got you.
No, this one I think.
No, I mean the comment. I pulled up the comment.
Oh yeah,
I got it. Yep.
I trust our model, the Her model, which showed the rain earlier. I think it's. I mean, there is just so much instability out there. We are just sitting on a powder keg here, waiting on this thing to explode. And like on a day like today, with the heat so high, with the humidity so high, and with that lake potentially trying to play a little bit of a role in this thing, kick some cold air in you know, especially north. I believe that it's going to be after 4 p.m., but I think that the rain will be in our area by 7 p.m. Not necessarily out of here by 10 p.m. like that model showed, but I would, you know, if I were planning things, I would say I think closer to 7 than 11 p.m. the rain will hit Chicago. So,
is there more to this model that you wanted to run?
I do want to run that. You know, this shows a really rough night, right? Here's 10:30, and it kind of clears things out after that. So one model shows the rain arriving at 7, out by 10:30. The other model shows it arriving, you know, 8, 9, out, not out until sometime early in the morning. So today's high 96. The heat index obviously already between 100 and 110, excuse me. And tomorrow, look at that. Just change your plans for Saturday.
To do things.
Our own Dina Bear has been talking to me all week. She's throwing a graduation party for her kids, and I'm like, you're going to be inside today. It's just, you know.
Wait, she's throwing it today?
She's throwing it today.
Oh.
Yeah. So
sorry.
Yeah. So you're going to be inside today. So that's just how it goes. So
make the smart plan.
Yeah.
All right, shall we get to some of these comments?
Sure, let's get to some of them.
Okay, this is more a recent one, and then I'll scroll up. But Nikki asking about a hail chance, and if there is one, if there's any kind of size prediction that comes with it.